Oh my god, they're buttholes. That's really spicy, right? These types of noodles. Hi, I'm Edison.
I'm DC.
And welcome to Fans React. Today we are watching Vice. No, it's Vice Versa. Episode 12, the finale. Double V's. It's been a long journey. It hasn't been the best journey for Vice Versa, but we're here. I mean, we made it to the end. Everybody by now should know the criticisms we have of this show. But in the end, I think what it lacked in everything, it made up in body. So I guess that's how it evens out.
Body.
Oh, stop relying on that body. We spent a lot of time just twiddling our thumbs. And I don't know if the movie plotline really contributed to the overall thing.
Two movie plotlines.
I was like, okay, babes. But yeah, I mean, like, final episode. Let's see what happens. A little bit spoiled, but doesn't matter.
I do like the chemistry between them, and I would like to see them again, but with a different story. Like, okay, so this is the thing that I know that the actors are good, because when they were doing the commercials, when they were doing the lay commercials and stuff like that, I was into it. I was believable. I saw the chemistry and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, so if they can have it in the commercials, but not in the big story proper, then it's the writing for the story.
I think that's the thing also in these BL stories is sort of the tradition of one of them flirting with the other person, but the other person resists the advances. But in the commercials and all that stuff, it's reciprocal and it's cute and it's both of them flirting with each other. And I feel like we had way too much of Jimmy just doing a flirty gesture, but Tale going, "What are you doing, dude? You know, that's so gay." Like, I get that at the start of a relationship, you're shy and you're resistant and stuff. But a lot of these shows never progress past that point until the final minute. And then when they start reciprocating the feelings, then it's cute. I get that it's a trope, but I just feel like it's only interesting up until a point, because then the believability of the affection and the relationship diminishes and you want to see just the whole journey instead of a specific dynamic.
Oh yeah, they got back together.
Yeah, I guess that was a point. You know, they found the cafe because they needed a place for the movie, and then that became their special place, and they did it.
And they had sex.
Oh my god!
That's all. What's up? I'm glad that they
consummated their relationship. Yes. Why does Jimmy look so confused? Wait, what? Oh, that's an interesting start. Oh, I just want the show to be interesting.
Wow, come on now.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Unless you have to brush your teeth first and then show the toothpaste
Actually,
products.
guys.
I'm sure his mouth is 100% clean. I'm sure it's fine.
Only if he brushed his teeth before he went bed. Right. Okay, thank you.
It's literally the only reason I can think of. Gotta earn that money. Get that sponsorship coin.
Stop relying on that body.
I could not have the same color toothbrush as my partner or whoever. I just be afraid if I would use their toothbrush or whatever.
Delay. Delay. Oh my god. Why does it feel like GMMT haven't been this body gratuitous since Bad Buddy? I don't know if I mean it's a good thing, but it's also like mask for mask starting to dominate everything. Oh my god, it's making cone braid. That's so cute.
This is cute though. Like one person making want something and the other person coming up and
Is there a distance in the butt area though? Because it shouldn't be. I'm trying to see.
Why would there be?
Because they're actors who don't want to touch dick and butts.
I mean, it's just a dick in the butt. It's not like the dick is in the butt.
I mean, like, we come a long way since, like, Sodas, where, like, affection was, like, null. You're like, you guys are roommates, right? Or, like, how are you in a relationship?
Okay, so the thing about that is I think it's a double thing because also during that time there wasn't a lot of affection or gay affection on TV, Thai TV and stuff like that. So after it gets more and more and more, there's some more used to it. Ah. Oh.
Oh no, we're holding hands in the car. You'll get a promotion. Why am I not invested in this? Oh wait, okay, now I'm, whoa. Oh my
Maybe
God.
he knows about the universe.
Right, it was starting to get interesting. What?
ตอนข้ามโลกมาใช่ปะผมได้ร่างผู้ชายอายุ40ที่เป็นผู้กำกับคนเนี้ยเดินขึ้นลงบันไดดีแทบจะเป็นลมเอางี้ครับเดี๋ยวผมพาพี่ๆ2คนไปสมาคมคนต่างโลกแห่งประเทศไทย
Oh. This is fun. Okay, okay.
Okay.
ผมเชื่อว่าทุกคนเนี่ยจะได้ขับโลกจริงๆครับผมเชื่อแบบนั้น
Okay, but nobody told you that you have to wear the same colors all the time. My God. In each meeting, everyone's stressing to the theme. Well, this 16-year-old is pretty competent. I mean, he's been able to fake his job and keep it this whole time. That raises some questions, like if he's married or has a partner. It's just like, eek. I heard, what, is that going anywhere or not? I don't understand. Why is everyone like, oh no, why did she kiss my cheek? It's like in every BL, and I still don't get it.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, someone's gonna expose him for being in a queer relationship.
That's what I was asking about, if there was a, a society on this side. Now since there's a society, but now they have all the information.
Yeah, they're like the graduates.
Right.
Good for them. See, there's so many like interesting ideas. I feel like we're exploring them in the last episode when it's just like a bit too late.
ไม่เห็นมึงบอกอยากกินร้านอาหารทั่วไปกูว่าเลยเหมาร้านเลยนี่โอ้โห
Oh.
น้ำมือรวยอะแต่มันเวอร์ไปปะไม่เห็นจะเวอร์เลยกูอยากทำงี้กับมึงมาตั้งนานแล้วเว้ยแต่ที่โลกนู้นกูไม่มีเงินอะ
Oh, now you daddy.
Now he's daddy.
จานโปรดมึงมาทั้งนั้นเลยนะเว้ย
Oh, that's so nice.
ขอเชิญพบกับเมนูพิเศษครับ
เดี๋ยวก่อนนะนี่มันเหมือนซีนในหนังเลยนี่หว่าอย่าบอกนะเปิดมาแล้วเจอแหวนเหรอ
เออว่ะทำไมกูคิดไม่ได้วะงั้นกูขอเปลี่ยนเป็นแหวนแป๊บนึง
เอ้าไม่ใช่แหวนเหรอ
Oh, he somehow got the same design from the other universe. That's interesting.
Oh.
I mean, that's really impressive that he was able to recollect the same design in his mind.
That's cute.
ตอนแรกนะกูกะจะให้มึงวาดให้กูแล้วแต่ไปมาๆนะ
Oh, wow. Okay, Jimmy, with your brain, your muscles, and your money. Okay.
จะอวดว่าความจำดีว่างั้น
เปล่ากูแค่จะอวดว่ากูข้างรักมึงมากขนาดไหน
This is when the gossip is gonna start. Like, who is this man, right?
Yep.
คือตอนนี้เนี่ย
Oh my god. You're meant to, like, prompt them on these questions.
จะเป็นปืนอ่ะทีมงานครับเดี๋ยวขอรูป
This is an ambush. That's so
Right?
not cool.
ชาวเน็ตเนี่ยเขาก็วิเคราะห์กันว่านี่เนี่ยคือปืนจะว่าไงครับ
Where are the ethics? What the heck?
สรุปแล้วปืนครับ คุณเนี่ยกุ๊กกิ๊กกับผู้จัดการคนเก่าเหรอครับ
Yes.
สรุปในรูปเนี่ยมึงใช่ปะ
Oh my god. My friend is dating a famous movie star and you didn't tell me.
ใช่กูเองอะคือกูขอโทษนะเว้ยที่แบบ
ก็ถึงว่าทำไมมึงหายไปไหนมา มึงไปคบกับพี่เขามาใช่ปะมึงไม่บอกกูตั้งแต่แรกอะ
มึงไม่โกรธกูเหรอ
จะให้กูโกรธอะไรอะพี่ปืนเขาจะคบกับใครมันก็เป็นเรื่องส่วนตัวของเขากูเป็นแฟนคลับเขานะไม่ใช่เจ้าชีวิต
Wow. This is like positive representation for fandoms. Like, you don't often get that.
Yeah. You know, I think
They're like, this is
I
how
don't
you
know.
be respectful, people.
I just maybe because I'm just not there about like I'm a fan of this person. I don't own them. They don't owe me anything. They did their media. They did their art. Yay, that's enough. Like I don't keep up with people. Like I'll read a biography or whatever, but that's about it.
I don't know. I'm not as respectful and casual as her. I would be so jealous. And I would be like, holy crap, you get to date a celebrity. If you...
If it was my friend, I'd be like, good for you. Like, whatever's going to go through that, you know, good for you, even if it's somebody who I think was hot or whatever, but good for you.
Maybe it's just me, but like, I guess you can be fans of people's like acting or music or whatever. Or you can be fans of people because you think they're dreamboats. And so, I mean, like, I guess she falls into the former or like whatever, but like, I feel like a majority of fans are gonna be like, this is the love of my life. Help.
But is that not fair to the actor, actress, or superstar person or celebrity?
What do you mean it's not fair? I mean, they're literally using that image to get fans and popularity and stuff like that.
Like I said, sometimes some people do it for the craft, and other times people do it to get famous. Especially for those who are just doing it for the craft, it's not fair for them because they want to do the craft, not how much be a celebrity, be in the light all the time. Sometimes they have to do it.
You can put things out there, but at the end of the day, there's a chance that people are gonna find you hot, and that's gonna raise your popularity. And if you get more popular, you earn more money, you get more marketable, more people want to hire you, you get more opportunities. It's just all part of the system. For me, at least, it's a double standard. If people are kind of like promoting hotness and then going, oh, but if you buy into that hotness and into that fantasy, then it's not our responsibility anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, you're the one marketing it in the same way as queerbaiting. We're not the ones giving you this fantasy, but we're going to continue with these, you know, rumors and imagery. But if you believe that they're a real couple and that you invest in that, we're not going to take any responsibility for that.
So you're saying that people who are celebrities are not allowed to have personal lives at all?
I'm not saying that, but I think in certain contexts, if your brand is about being desirable, people are gonna wanna F you and etc. Now, it feels like the show is kind of going, this is how a respectful fan acts, is while GMMTV promotes copious amounts of fan service, feels a bit hypocritical, is what I'm saying. And I get that fans will overstep the boundaries, etc. and stuff a lot of the time and stalk and stuff. And so like, it sounds like I'm gonna risk the victim blame, but it's just, you need to figure out how to manage the repercussions of what you're doing.
I think you can do fan service, but then also keep something to yourself. And also like, okay, you know what? I'm doing this up to a point, but still I got it. And that's why a lot of the people are just like, they can't take the business. They can't take all this and they just leave.
I mean, I get what you say. I certainly think like people go overboard when they're like attacking like actors or their girlfriends, you know, when the world comes crumbling down, when their fantasies are not real. But I'm just saying the marketers are bombarding with doing this fantasy in order to generate revenue and in order to generate popularity and branding. And so, I don't know, it doesn't feel correct to kind of go, hey, we're doing all this stuff to elicit this fantasy, which is like buying you into the fantasy that you're dating them or like something like that, or that they're queer or whatever, and then going, but wait a minute, you can't really like be expected to create like your own boundaries when we're not putting out those boundaries ourselves. So it's just, I see it as if you're causing this, but then not doing anything to address the issue that you're causing, besides putting the blame on the people that you're trying to sell to, it feels a bit strange.
The two things what's very important is like they're selling fantasy. And if you know it's fantasy, then you know it's not real. People forget that. And if you forget that this is a game, if you forget that this is not real, if you think that there is another universe and that there is cornbread, there should be cornbread, but there is cornbread and stuff like that. The problem is that people think it's real. The best way I can say it is that they own them. And owning people, owning another person, because that's being an imagination, as long as you know it's imagination, is one thing. But when you think this is the way it is, that you can't really do anything about that. You're giving them imagination, you're feeling their imagination, hey, this is not real, this is fiction. They say it all the time at the beginning of the show. It's a work of art, this is fiction and stuff like that. But it's not real, but people take it as real. People take it even on reality TV shows. When they have the villain of the season, people have gotten hate and death threats because people think that shit is real.
Exactly, but you know who benefits from making them the villain? The producers and the people who are doing it. They're all portraying them in a certain way so that they can generate entertainment. But it's not
real.
it's not anybody's fault except for the people portraying that imagery though, because they have the responsibility in order to draw that line.
Isn't it the audience's responsibility to say, okay, hey, this is not real. This is being shown to me. This is not, why am I going to send them death threats? Why am I going to send them hateful stuff?
Yeah, okay, to a point. I think, you know, doing certain things to a point, such as death threats, like that's way overboard. But it goes, it definitely goes more to the people who are actually in the power position of how they're portraying things. And they're going to the extent of whatever they can do to portray something that benefits them at the end of the day. I just find it hypocritical. I just feel like to tell someone to behave and be responsible for your own feelings, but we're doing our best to convince you it's real while it's not, like, it pushes the onus of responsibility on everybody else but themselves.
Maybe because I don't have a problem with that because I don't buy into that. They are their own individuals that don't do it. I know that this is all fantasy. I'm cognizant of that.
Some people are more pliable. I mean, obviously we know this. You know, we know media, we know advertising, we know propaganda, etc. can influence people. And so in the same vein, selling this fantasy and making a fan fall in love with someone so that they'll buy all the products of them is part of one of their strategies. I think that's quite obvious in what they do sometimes. Like when you employ that in order to build your brand and your product, yeah, you do have to think about policies or whatever to keep people who are more influenceable at bay. And maybe this is one of them, but at the end of the day, this felt a bit pious to me. And I'm like, okay.
พี่ไม่รู้หรอกนะว่าความสัมพันธ์ของปืนกับทะเลมันคืออะไรแต่ตอนนี้นักข่าวทุกสำนักเขาจับจ้องปืนอยู่เพราะฉะนั้นห้ามติดต่อกับทะเลเด็ดขาดมันจะมีผลกระทบตอนหนังที่กำลังฉายอยู่เข้าใจปะตอนนี้พี่ต้องลิฟต์โทรศัพท์แกไว้สักพักหนึ่ง
So the only film person is like the evil guy?
I know. I mean, like, I wanted to say it, but then I don't want to be bothered getting to it. I mean, obviously he's not evil, he's just doing his job, but then...
He's keeping the two apart, so...
So the fans, they're going to be like, don't hate the femme people fans, he's just the villain of the show, keeping them apart. But don't send hate to femme people. It's not that we casted a femme person to be in that position anyways. I mean, like, yeah, I can't deal. I mean, you literally could just drive to his house though, when you have free time. And it's like, Talay doesn't need to cry after a day of not being called. I'm kind of getting taken out of it sometimes when the feelings and the actions are a bit mismatched. There are so many other ways in getting in contact. Like, you could send someone flowers, or you could... Oh, well, there you go. You've got choco pies, right? From...
That's exactly what he did. He sent him a bouquet of choco pie.
Is that Neo? It's Neo. Wait, so the preview made it seem like they went back to the original universe. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. But this kind of just explains the preview. And I feel like I've just been preview baited. I feel like you can do the preview bait to like some extent to cause dramatic tension, but like to totally throw the plot in a different direction to what it normally is it's a bit rude.
Okay, so I don't hate Neo like this.
Anything but like default Neo, I appreciate.
ปืนหอมแก้มผมจริงครับ
My goodness.
นั่นเป็นการหยอกล้อ
I feel like, sorry fam dude, not to blame you, but if you're gonna manage Quinn, at least get your PR straight with Talay. I feel like you would reach out, go like, this is the story we're going with, because you want to control what you're sending out to the media.
This is why I think he was just acting femme and was not actually femme, because he would already know this and would already done damage control and already like a real femme in that position
Like,
would already know this.
right?
We know how to control the image and stuff like that, and over there, what to look like and stuff like that. So, I think this is where
This believability is just gone for me. Like,
diversity matters. This is representation matters here.
where is the femme on the writing team? Like, we need more femmes in the writing room. Femme would be like, I'll handle this PR disaster for you, babe. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. And like, they would have handled it, not thrown to lay out to the media wolves. I mean,
because you always got to get your story together and the other person's story together. If you catch somebody, you catch the trade or whatever, you know, you got to get it. Yes.
ผมขอยืนยันว่าระหว่างผมกับปืนเราเป็นแค่เพื่อนที่ดีต่อกันนะครับเป็นมึงอ่ะจะยอมให้คนที่มึงรักอ่ะต้องมาเสียงานเพราะมึงเหรอวะ
because you know actors are sometimes afraid of coming out and
they stop getting straight roles like everybody in the world. I mean, I feel like, okay, Jimmy, how much money do you have in the bank first? That's the first question you want to think about. Could you retire at this point and live happily ever after with your love?
And could you keep buying out the restaurants?
Yeah.
แล้วสีขาวกับสีชมพูอ่ะแน่นอนสีชมพูจะยิ้มหวานไปไหนวะระหว่างงานกับความรักเนี่ยมึงจะเลือกอะไร
พี่ปื้มสวัสดีค่ะหนูเป็นเพื่อนกับทะเลนะคะตอนนี้ทะเลอยู่กับหนู
กูไม่ได้อยากตอบแบบนั้นแต่ที่กูตอบแบบนั้นอะเพราะกูรักเขามากไงกูไม่อยากให้เขาต้องเสียง
Oh my god. Oh god. I'm just gonna, oh my god. I'm gonna complain about the show constantly. I don't even know. Like, I feel like Jimmy should already know this. I feel like Jimmy shouldn't have to be in a state of, did Turley really mean what he said? Or does he actually love me? You know, did he let me into his butthole just because we were bros? Or does he actually love me? I mean, like, you should know if someone loves ya. I mean, it's just like a bit frustrating because like you've gone through so much, and at the end of the day, to have doubts that he said that, are we just, you know, like doing this press thing? I feel you should understand your partner's intentions and etc. And I'm just not here for doubt. I'm just over episode 12 doubt. Like, you spent your whole season learning to trust each other, learning everything about each other, and you're still gonna doubt at the end of your show. It's just like, stop creating drama that should have been solved in like episode 6. That's all. That's all.
I would get if he was heartbroken because you didn't want to be with him. But to doubt if he actually cared about him, yeah, that's a stretch for me. I don't know why did they try and talk to each other?
Like, there are other forms of communication.
Like, could y'all like try and talk to each other about like what happened, or
send him an email on your laptop? Like, you just have a phone.
Right.
Buy another phone. Like,
I'm hoping that he was just upset because he was about to go all in. Maybe I would think that, you know, if I'm famous, that's someone doing that for me, not that they just don't want anything to do with me.
I'm surprised that it took them so long to get to this issue. This is one of the first things you would discuss, you know, as a couple. Oh, you're dating in the public eye. How do we manage our relationship? Not until one of us get caught, and then we figure it out.
Building the airplane while flying the plane. So,
writing the script while it's airing, or whatever. They're not going back to the universe. Like, there's no time left. It was an interesting plot in the preview, and they just tricked me. Okay, so I feel like Prune's just gonna be like, yeah, I love to lay, we're a thing. And then it's gonna be like, woo, celebration.
And I have to let you know, I am Iron Man.
แต่ความรู้สึกดีๆที่ผมมีให้เขาอ่ะมันคือเรื่องจริงครับ
งั้นสรุปว่าคุณปืนเป็นแฟนกับคุณทะเลใช่ไหมครับ
ไม่ว่าจะถามกี่ครั้ง ผมก็ยังตอบเหมือนเดิมครับ ผมเลือกความรักพอไม่มีงานผมอยู่ได้ แต่ถ้าไม่มีเขาผมอยู่ไม่ได้ครับ
Okay. That's a good line. That was a good line. I'll clap for that. I'll clap for that.
I still like the car. It's a really nice car.
I mean, technically you can't survive without work, but you could live off Talei's income. So maybe it does work out in the end. Girl just doesn't want a girl boss. Like, our family's just like, oh, now my job's so hard.
I think he would be able to make it work. Be like, okay, well, you know what? We'll get you on
all the BLs.
All the BLs. On some of the RuPaul shows, you could be as like RuPaul Thailand, RuPaul Philippines, and all this other kind of stuff. A guest star. We're going to get you over here. We're going to get you on there.
You're the first out famous actor. Maybe you're not, but now you are. Like, right. I don't know how many there are. But like,
Thailand. There you go. And so we can make this work.
We can make
this work.
I mean, I mean, I'm not. It hasn't really worked in the West, but there's still something, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who the most high-profile queer actor is. I mean, I guess it's still a real thing. It's hard to be successful and.
You had Ellen, who was up there, and
nobody likes Ellen.
Well, I mean, when she had her talk show, no one knows she was like a horrible person. Right?
Gwen was a movie star in this universe, and it's definitely hard to be like Avenger level famous and still be queer.
There's got to be somebody if I think about it. I just don't think about it.
Everyone defaults to Neil Patrick Harris, you know, because he played a straight guy in one show, and it's just like, now we're equal, but we're not. Like, so I don't know. The reality is Jimmy in this show is gonna stop getting heterosexual romance roles. Like, because the gals aren't gonna buy it anymore. So
which is insane, because you can have a straight guy play a gay guy and they believe it, but if a gay guy is playing a straight guy, they don't believe it. Right? Brokeback Mountain and all this other kind of stuff.
But, you know, people are gonna pave the way. That's how we change things. Pave the way.
Mm.
But if I was Talay, I'd be like, keep us on the down low, you know? Get that good money first. Get the Hollywood money or whatever. I mean, like, I would be strategic. I would not care. I would not care if we went. I'd rather not be in the public eye, honestly. I'd rather you get your money, fight for the gay rights later when we're rich. But yeah.
So you'd be like Jodie Foster's partner.
Like, don't be a martyr. Like, why do you have to be the sacrifice? Get the money first. You know? Why do I have to go down with the ship? Right?
Or it could be like, for some people in Hollywood, where, especially in older Hollywood, it was like an open secret. To like Rock Hudson and stuff like that, leading man and stuff, but everybody knew.
I feel like you could do that like before the age of social media, etc. and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You could control what was being portrayed, but now everyone's in everybody's business.
That's a nice jacket. I like that.
ได้ไหมครับคุณแม่
อุ้ยได้สิลูก จะไปต่างจังหวัดต่างประเทศ ก็ยังได้แม่ยินดี
แม่โอ้โหลูกเหรอ
นี่ลูกอายุ8 ขวบหรือยังไง
Right.
แม่มึงอนุญาตแล้วอะมึงห้ามปฏิเสธนะ
I like the mom.
I like her because she knows that she's gonna benefit from the residual richness.
ลูกคุณแม่ดื้อเนาะ
Or she could just be a mom who just want her child to be happy.
เข้าครัวกันดีกว่า
Oh, that?
ไหนทำอะไรกินกันดี
I Oh my god,
Okay.
they're buttholes. That's really spicy, right? These types of noodles.
Depends. They were cooking in a casserole dish on the range. I was just like, why not a pot or a pan? Like casserole dishes are supposed to go inside of the oven. I don't know. That was just my one thing. It was clear, and but it's just something you put inside of the oven and bake that way, and just use a pot or pan, and just not. You just all that flame coming, and it was gas too, so it was all of that flame coming up on there, the ruin of the dish. You're just like, okay.
I think A, he's rich. He's going to replace it if it cracks or breaks or whatever. B, we shouldn't be forcing our Western perspectives and views on a different culture. So maybe that's just how they do things over there, you know?
If you're from Thailand, please let us know down below if that's what you do.
I feel like my glasses would kill somebody if they put mine on.
I would kill someone if they put on my glasses because I don't want people. I think that's one that it irks the fuck out of me. How bad are you?
But Jimmy looks good in glasses. I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah. He does.
Just move in with Jimmy. Like, he probably has a really big house. How did you find the exact same hourglass?
Are you just robbing stuff from the other universe now? You already took like.
Wow. อันนี้กูเอาข้ามโลกมาด้วย
You can't do that. That's illegal.
กูเฝ้ารอวันที่มึงข้ามโลกกลับมานานแค่ไหนกูไม่อยากให้เวลาต่อจากนี้ผ่านไปโดยไม่มีมึง
You waited a month. You waited a month. I feel like it's chill.
กูอยากหยุดเวลาตรงนี้ไว้หยุดการเดินทางข้ามโลกของเรา
I feel like a month just flies by for me now. I just know the paps are like... They're definitely being stalked right now.
This is going to sound really bad. But this could be the end right here. Why is there more story?
มองกูขนาดนี้เดี๋ยวกูว่าจูบให้ล้มเลยเพราะมึงไม่ แต่มึงคือเรื่องจริง
Oh, I don't know that one.
ลองมาเรียนรู้กัน ไม่ต้องชอบกูมากก็ได้ แค่เปิดใจให้กันก็พอ
Oh, GMMTV.
They're just like... Worship our multiverse. Yes.
มึงพูดหมดเลยอ่ะเพราะกูเปิดใจให้มึงนานแล้วเว้ยไอ้โง่
ถ้างั้นต่อจากเนี้ยมึงเป็นแฟนกูอย่างเป็นทางการแล้วนะ เองนั่ง
ได้ดิ
This is where Jimmy loses all his work opportunities. No?
อย่างเช่นชีวิตดาราของ
No?
ปืนที่คลั่งรักจนไม่ค่อยมีสมาธิ
Does he not lose his work opportunities? Is he being casted in roles still?
ผมก็ฝันถึงเพื่อนๆที่โลกโน้นแบบไม่มีสาเหตุ ผมฝันเห็นไอ้อัพกับไอ้อูกลายเป็นคนเขียนบทเนื้อหอม เดินสายรับรางวัลไม่เว้นวัน
Aw, good on them.
ก็ฝันเห็นไอ้คีตะกลายเป็นดารา
Sure he does.
มีแต่คนมาขอถ่ายรูป ส่วนในฟิลก็ไปเรียนการแสดงอยู่เมืองนอกไปอู่ทุกที
Oh, they barely side coupled.
I actually wanted more of them as a side couple.
ก็กลับมารวมตัวเขียนบทหนังกับอัพอู่อีกครั้ง
Sure, no, Tess is gonna screw everything up.
หนังของพวกมันพี่จุ๊บแจงเคยบอกไว้ว่า คนเราต้องข้ามโลกไปเพื่อเรียนรู้อะไรบางอย่างสำหรับผม
Oh, thank God Jupe gets a final shout out.
จากคนที่เชื่อในความรักไม่คิดด้วยซ้ำว่าชีวิตนี้ผมจะมีใครสักคนแต่มันก็ทำให้ผมได้เจอไอ้ปืนแล้วมันก็ช่วยเปลี่ยนชีวิตผมให้กลายเป็นสีชมพูไปตลอดกาลตั้งแต่เจอมึงร้องเพลงที่ร้านพี่ป้องกูก็ตกหลุมรักมึงหัวปักหัวปั๊ม
Oh, that was very early.
มึงอยากรู้ไหมว่ากูอยากเขียนคำอธิษฐานอะไรมากที่สุดตอนนี้
อยาก
I always have to take off my glasses when I start to kiss someone. I cannot have my glasses. Whoa.
เราสองคนมาหัวปักหัวปั๊มกันเถอะ
Okay.
อะไรของมึงเนี่ย
ก็ขอแต่งงานไง ในแบบฉบับโลกของเรา
พูดอะไรของมึงวะโคตรเลี่ยนเลย
เราจะรับไหม
Oh my God, Lays. Don't you even claim credit for this? God. Oh.
Lays said gay marriage.
Lays said
Equal
Lays
life.
for the gays.
แบบนี้แสดงว่าตกลงนะ
yes
What's the ring? Oh, I guess it's a different
He gave
edition.
his chip.
My God, Lays is not a ring. Lays, stop taking credit for this.
Lays. Like you said, Lays for the gay.
Lays for the gays. Where are my Lays? Final episode of Vice Versa. That's it. Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting to the final episode of Vice Versa. I'm like, wow. I kind of went hard on the show in the last episode. I feel like not that it was different from my previous. I mean, like, come on, they were hinting that there was a bit more drama left in this episode where they kind of was bouncing back and forth. I thought maybe they ripped a hole in like the time continuum and they kept switching back and forth and it was going to be dramatic, but it was kind of just chill and laid back. The discussion, I guess, or whatever, about how hard it might be to be an actor in Thailand, it was kind of like brushed upon, but in the end, it never really affected Jimmy's career like that we saw of. And so, I don't know. I mean, I complain a lot about this show. It's just, they keep teasing interesting moments that never happen. But ultimately, there was like a little bit where I was kind of like, okay, I do appreciate the sentimentality that, you know, you've fallen in love and built a life in a different universe and you kind of miss her, and I get that. And also, you know, we're in this absurd world where Lays is now promoting marriage equality because we need all the help we can get, you know? I mean, it's a good trend to see BL start to finally care about LGBT issues, which is so strange because I used to love BLs because they didn't really include LGBT sort of like things. And so, but I get it, like it's right now what's happening in Thailand is necessary for the awareness. And so it's kind of like, how do we invigorate the population to start caring about an issue that, you know, that they should care about? Queers aren't just for your entertainment as well, like. But yeah, I mean, it's an okay show. I think I put a lot of stock into it just because I thought after Bad Buddy, GMMTV was kind of like, oh yeah, okay, we're now doing things really good. But I think it's just really dependent on the director that's in charge of each show. So because they're so saturated with things they're trying to put out, because they need to generate a consistent ad stream revenue or whatever is what I'm assuming is their business model. I just really miss the BLs with a bit more craft in them.
It tried to be different, but it didn't go far enough to be different. It was like halfway different, but then it didn't succeed. It didn't commit. It didn't fully commit to the premise, fully commit to anything, because it was almost like it was afraid to go all the way to that point. And so that's where we get a lot of the old tropes and things like that. So Droop and Dole, I would have liked something to happen with them to be a side couple, but Droop died. And it was only to progress the story. And I was just like, I'm all for like side couples who are like Sephatic side couples are that's awesome. Or just I would have liked to see more about the society on this side, on this universe. And it was like, okay, oh, there is one over here. This is okay. That. All right. So
all right.
we just know that.
All right. Okay.
Like, and the people you work with, oh, they are people. Oh, okay, but just. All right, we're just moving on. All right. The thing with the acting and stuff like that and being out as an actor in Thailand, I understand how that is. I'm glad that they brought it up, but they didn't push the argument a little bit more. If you're going to be kind of political, be all the way political. I mean, but that was like the thing for the show. We kind of start something where we don't go all the way. Was no reason why a lot of these stories couldn't be pushed a little bit more, because it was 12 freaking episodes.
I think the bathtub was the peak of the show. Everything else, I do agree. Like, I think the immersion for me broke in terms of the world building and the narrative, because they didn't really commit to things as hard as they could. Everything felt very surface level, including saying farewell to the friends, Droop's death. Everything never felt like we were fully like there. It was kind of just like, this is the plot. Oh, okay, right, let's go into the next plot. And some of the dynamics in the relationship started to feel repetitive, but I guess a lot of it is true to the source material. It would be nice if they had more flexibility in terms of taking like inspiration from a source material, but then really like digging into where they could go with it. I guess there's not that many sci-fi BLs or have an interesting premise, so it could start changing. The thing is, I feel like in terms of writers, like the more wacky you go in terms of sci-fi-ness, like the more kinky it gets, or like perhaps, so maybe they had to choose something a bit more vanilla to start off with. I didn't read fanfiction, but I'm assuming. I feel like through this series, I made more enemies than viewers for the channel, so yeah. Thank you for watching and coming on board for vice versa.
If you made it this far.
We're done with vice versa. I hope you enjoyed our show for our watch for the show. I don't know what you thought of it. Maybe like I know like people genuinely enjoyed it, which I find interesting, but cool. Let us know what you think. Thank you for watching and joining us and all that stuff. And please like this video. Please support us if you want to support us. And we'll see you for the next show whenever that comes. But until then, please take care of yourself. See you then. Bye.
Bye.